Today I want to talk about false memory OCD. My name is Arne Pedersen from Awareness and Health. I'm a hypnotherapist and a mindfulness teacher, and I help a lot of people through anxiety and negative thoughts and emotional challenges and fears and things like that. And OCD comes up all the time. And this is something that a lot of people really are challenged with. And lately I've been seeing a lot of people that are really coming to see me to overcome false memory OCD. So if this is something that you are challenged with, I think you're going to want to watch this. I give a little bit of a different perspective on it, to just a simple way of looking at it that's different than most ways, to just help you see it from a different way, and some really simple techniques, mindfulness techniques that can really help you. Now, OCD in itself, I just want to give my own personal take on that OCD, it's really about something's happened and we're just not able to be with the feeling of that, and we kind of check out into these coping mechanisms, these automatic habits, and they become so regularly used that we obsessively, compulsively do these habits. And these habits are really just keeping us safe, keeping us disconnected from the feelings within ourselves that we're challenged with. Now, I want to go back in time a little bit. Say when we're younger, things happen, and we weren't supported in some ways that we needed, and we sort of didn't feel good in the situation. We were really afraid or something like that. And so we created this habit, a coping habit of disconnecting from our body feelings, and through this habit of doing something else. And because we couldn't deal with what we were feeling at the time, the challenging emotions, it was just too much, and we didn't have support at that time to help us through it. And so the subconscious mind, it does that for us. It helps us to cope. It helps us to get through this challenging situation by dissociating us from the feeling, disconnecting us from our body sensations. Like if we were in a bad accident, we had a physical trauma, we go into shock and it disconnects us from the painful feeling that we wouldn't be able to take. And emotionally, it's the same thing, that our subconscious disconnects us emotionally from something that's just too much to be able to process at the time. And so what happens over time is we create this habit of disconnecting from our body feelings, disconnecting from the moment. We start living in our head. We start living reality in our mind instead of being present. And it becomes our reality, our world. It becomes so real that we start losing our connection with what's real, with what's really happening, and the experience that we're having in our mind. So we're busy doing something, our body's doing something physically, but we're in our head having a completely different experience. And so our memories start to get really sort of jumbled up there. And so I want to talk about fight or flight just for a moment here too. That when I talked about the dissociating, it helps us, it protects us from feelings that are just too hard for us to deal with at the time. That's a byproduct of fight or flight, disconnecting from our body, dissociating. And so whenever we have the habit, when in life, say something happened when we were younger, we created these coping strategies of disconnecting and doing whatever it is we did to cope and to deal with things, that as an adult now, say the situation, the difficult situation's gone that we at the time couldn't deal with, it's not even there, but we have the habit still. We have the habit of disconnecting and dissociating from our body feelings. So every time you practice that, every time you go into that automatic habit, you're actually telling your subconscious mind that life is not safe. There's danger, because if there wasn't danger, you wouldn't be disconnecting from the moment. So disconnecting from the moment tells your subconscious that there's danger. Okay, so how do we deal with this? What kind of things can we do? I work with people with hypnotherapy and mindfulness, and it works really, really well. And what I really ultimately do is help people get back into their body. Instead of being disconnected in their head, seeing life that way, I help them create awareness skills to begin to reconnect, reestablish that connection back to their body when long ago they left their body in some ways, so that they can learn to be with their body feelings and sensations, to process through their emotions. And then when we can do that, we're not disappearing in our head all of the time living that way, we can connect back to the true reality and start to see and remember things from what's happening in the here and now. And we can start to separate out what's real and what's not in our memories. And so every time we catch ourselves, we drift off, we create a practice of coming back through really simple practices and tools that work really, really well. So practice just sitting there and focusing on your breathing, going back into your body feelings and sensations. Feel your breathing as you breathe in and out, and feel your sitting bones as you're sitting in a chair. Feel your feet on the floor. Go through your whole body and just connect with your body and breathe into your body sensations. When your mind pulls you away and you disappear, you get distracted, just notice at one point in time and keep coming back. Make the practice of coming back so that you build the practice so much, a new automatic behavior, that when something happens and you're triggered and you find yourself stressed or you find yourself in this compulsive behavior, notice, come back into your body, ground yourself into the moment, back into the here and now. That'll help break that connection from the old behavior and create a new behavior of being present in the moment. My name is Arne Pedersen from Awareness and Health, and I hope you got a lot from this. And on my website as well, that if you're seeing this from different places, there's a full article on this where you can get some more information. But otherwise, I wish you an absolutely wonderful rest of your day.